Well, welcome again. Remember, we promised earlier that we'll be having an exclusive with the CEO Twani Foundation, who's also an artist and, of course, a peace advocate and event consultant. And we'll be looking at the factor where women need to be part of major decision making, not only in Nigeria but Africa at large. So we have Angel Twani here in the studio who will explain more on that. You are very, very much welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, now first of all, what's your take in the world, including women in major, I would say, sports and of course decision making?
First and foremost, I would say a woman is an embodiment of strength because she has been able to manage the home and also um, out there manage both spaces. So for her to be able to do that, it tells you a lot because probably the men are more out there and probably they've been given more opportunity right from time. And I feel for a woman, whatever a man can do, a woman also can be given that opportunity because they could do much more. We can see the examples of um, like the president in Liberia. She's a
Yes.
woman and she was given the opportunity to rule. And because of that, she played her own role perfectly well. And I feel if there are more opportunity, especially in the government sector, if they could give women that opportunity to be part of decision making, I feel a lot of things will also change. Because if we've tried the men and they've done their own part, let's see what a woman can contribute. You can look at a lot of sectors. I can even give example like from the media. You could see people like Mo Abudu. She's doing a very great job. You could see people like Konjo Wela. There are a lot of women I could mention that have done excellently well. And I feel if given the opportunity more to the women, we have a great role to play in Nigeria, in Africa, and across the globe.
Okay. Now, it's theoretical where we have people thinking that women, forgive me for using that, they are the weaker sex. But still on that matter, there are, as you said earlier, what a man can do, a woman can do better. And we see situations where somehow they really start trying, but later on, it really didn't go well. A quick example is like the Theresa May and all that. You understand? It didn't go completely all through. Don't you think that could be the case for other aspects? If we should bring women into it, they might start delivering, but maybe with time that the weaker sex thing might kick in and they might not fully deliver.
I don't think so. I feel it's just at home when in those days they say a woman is someone should be according to what's his name, is it Bori now, the
Yes,
other
the
room
former
or something.
president.
But I feel if both party can come together, giving women opportunity, they could like do greater things than just a man being that focal point of him just being the person that does all the decision. When two people come together, I feel it's better to move and to put forward a lot of things, especially in the government and in every other sector. If you can talk about the sports, media, or whatever thing, you could see there are women that have done excellently well, as I said before. So I don't feel because they are weaker versus they cannot. You'd be surprised that women are also like strong-minded in every step of the way if that opportunity is being given to them. So I don't feel them being a weaker versus will limit them in any way if given opportunity in the government sector, in other fields, in
Okay.
general terms. Yeah.
Now, it's good that you made mention of that, but regardless, I want to believe it's not all women that have that strong mindset and all that. Don't you think we are risking it by not, for the fact that we don't know who is strong and who is not? Or do you think every woman has that strong notion? What if there are those that I want to believe there are those that don't? What if we pick the wrong person? Don't you think it will be disastrous?
I don't think so because it's still the same thing. If you pick a man that can't meet up to expectation, it's still the same way. So I still stand on the ground that women can also do whatever men can do if that opportunity is given to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you recently went for a summit in Ghana. That's the Visionary African Summit for women, and it's talking about empowering women in Africa and the world at large. I don't know. Maybe you can tell us one or two things that was said there that for the ladies watching out there that they should understand. Maybe for them to understand that they have the right to impact in the society, and of course every aspect of life.
I feel I want to commend the organizer because I feel it's a very good initiative, and I feel more women out there to come out to be able to do such event or summit because it was an opportunity that a lot of women from different parts of Africa came together to air their opinion, to air their voices, on things they could do together. Because, when women come together and collaborate, more greater things will be done when you are just on your own as a person. So I feel that particular summit I went to was a very mind blowing event because you can see different women from Africa talking about what they can do, what they can contribute to their various community and to Africa at large. And we talked about how we could come together and collaborate to be able to push the African women scene and giving like more opportunities. So I feel more events like that should be organized so that women could also amplify the voices. Sorry, women can also put forward things they can do to achieve and also promote the African continent in general.
Okay, now in as much as that was organized somewhere outside Nigeria, are there ways that is being put in place so that a common lady or a teenager out there that is hoping to be like Conjuruela will know the importance of her to the society? Are there means or measures that is being put in place to reach out to the grassroots, I would say teenagers, whoever is aspiring to be a great, um, someone great, just like Okonjo Iweala in the society?
Okay, I will say, like for me, I run a foundation. It's called the 20 Foundation, which is into peace building. And our focal point is the women and the youth. And I have done one or two programs that have to do with sensitizing the young folks, especially the ladies. Well, my focal point is peace, but I try to also bring one or two people who are already established, who are doing something to talk to them on how they can motivate them to see themselves in that light of what you just said, like, oh, I want to see myself as the next Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. I want to see myself as the next governor. I want to see myself as the next one of the greatest footballer. So, like, we give talks once in a while to encourage these people to say that they could harness their potentials. They could be whatever they want to be if they're focused, if they can push forward whatever their dreams is. So basically, I feel people out there, like young ladies too, who are trying to strive to also create programs like that that will motivate the younger folks out there to see themselves in that light, that they can do whatever they want to if they push forward their expectations and dreams.
Now, talking about expectations and dreams, what do you think is hindering, let me use the word, the government from implementing things that we harness those aside from the stereotypical mindset of what men usually think these days that women should just be in the room and all that. Aside that, what do you think are or is the major reason why uh, the government and other stakeholders are not considering putting women forward?
Um, People will say these days, women out there are given opportunity now, like more than before. But if we look at the past, but even now, those factors are still limiting us. Like if we talk about religion, and if we talk about culture, those factors, we the African people, I don't know, we put a lot of strength or a lot of looking at a cultural or religion aspect as being part of some of the things still limiting us. Do you understand? Because sometimes maybe I will probably want to be a singer or something. Like maybe I'm from the north now. But I feel, okay, people gradually are beginning to see that, okay, there is a lucrative business so
Aspect.
they can go into it. But still, some culture or some religion might like, I don't know, this is not good, this is something you're going, I think you should do this better than you trying to go into such things. So I feel people out there to look beyond culture, religion, and other aspects and see how women can be empowered in some of those aspects to be able to be out there, you know.
Okay. Now, for that's from the administrative aspect. Now, for those ladies that are possibly from the grassroots, are some way somehow deterred by the way it's being portrayed, that they're not supposed to be at the forefront, they're always supposed to be at the back. What do you think is the major reason why they're thinking about that, and also what ways do you think they should, or what do you think they should consider that at least will bring them forward?
That's the people in the grassroots.
Yes.
Basically, the truth is that if you yourself do not stand up and say, okay, I want to do this. You know, sometimes you still have families that want to limit you or have people around you that will not encourage you. But you, for those people out there in those kind of communities, you have to take your own steps and look at ways, opportunities of how you can see yourself out there. You don't have to probably want to wait or even someone is discouraging you or whatever thing, you yourself first and foremost have to tell yourself that, oh, I can do this, and I have to take whatever baby steps that I have to towards that, because nobody will come from let's say maybe somewhere out there and say, okay, but it's when you're doing something that you'll be able to be projected out there for people to see you. So I feel they should, on their own, try to see how they can do stuff that
Start
people
from
will, yeah,
somewhere.
start from somewhere. Because if they don't start, nobody will see them and say, okay, I want to be part of whatever you're doing.
Again, for them to start, at least they will need a kickoff, or something, which I believe the government and other stakeholders should contribute to that. But I don't know whether your NGO is considering that.
Basically, what I want to say is you definitely will appeal to the government, because the government are the functionary body that will be part of supporting such um, initiative for people to be able to, for those women or those people out there to be put forward. They need the government to support them. Definitely they need the government to support them, because without the government supporting them, they can't move from point A to point B. But they need that a bit of, okay, I can say, look at like creating programs. When we create programs as an angel, we need that support from the government too, and probably individuals who are out there who are already established to support these programs, and so that these people can push out their potential, push out things they could do themselves to establish themselves, basically.
So it's not only the job of the government and NGOs like yours to foster that, but also individuals can be can put in one or two to help push that.
There are individuals that have established themselves, so if probably they want to see those people who are at the grassroots. You understand? Those people who are still trying to strive. Oh, I want to be a mechanic. I want to be a baker. I want to be a hairdresser, but I don't have that opportunity. But if you are able to take those people or train them, pay for their trainings, or um, put them into school or something, you're doing something for them, and that will go a long way in helping them establish themselves.
Okay, but what if one doesn't have the capacity to go to school and all that? Do you still see any possibility that they might appear greater? Maybe if they learn a trade or something.
I feel skill acquisition is the next thing after you must not basically go to school. School is very important. After going to school, it's also good for you to even learn a skill, because even like these days sometimes they say after school there's no job and all those things, but when you have a skill, you are able to do something for yourself. You don't have to wait for the government or wait for a government paying job. You have something doing for yourself that is creating that money that you can help to sustain yourself.
Okay. All right. You've said a lot, but before we let you go, I don't know if you have a word or two as an advocate for, of course, inclusivity of women, and of course on peace. Maybe a word or two to the listeners, the viewers out there.
Okay, I want to appeal to the general public, to my country, Nigeria. Um, one of the basic ingredients we need in this country, Nigeria, Africa, and the world at large to move forward our developing country is peace.
Okay.
Because when we don't have peace, definitely there are a lot of things that won't be properly functioning
Okay.
in general. So I appeal to the public and also to the government, to international bodies, to private bodies, basically to push forward the message and sensitization of peace, so that we have a peaceful society where we can function very well, where our policies, where every sector will be able to um, develop or push forward to get the targets of where we want our country to go. So we need that peace. We need that, like, people and individuals and the whole nation to stay peaceful.
Okay. All right. And for any other lady out there doubting herself, I don't know, maybe you have a word or two also for her to know that she has something to contribute to our nation.
I will say whatever thing you want to do, um, if it's to go to school, if it's to learn a skill, whatever thing you want to do, the first thing first is to take a step, because if you don't take a step, it's just like a moving vehicle. If that moving vehicle don't start moving, definitely to not get to its destination. So it's to take baby steps to whatever thing you want to do.
Okay.
So that's my words to any young girl out there who want to harness whatever potential that person have. The person just have to start anyway.
Start somewhere, regardless. Baby steps, as she said. Well, that was Angel Twani, an artist, and of course, CEO of the Twani's Foundation, and Peace Ambassador, also an event consultant. And we were talking about inclusivity of women in basically all aspects of life. Well, that's how far we have for this exclusive um, I would say, part of the new dawn. Remember, we will be having more coming up next. Don't go nowhere.